In the meantime, you'll be having this, you'll be accessing this files in the link description below, and this part of the script represents this portion of the Rhino file, and this part of the screen is going to be representing the other scripts in which we'll be working on. To avoid these kind of slow motion in Rhino screen, I'll be making this preview off, okay? But you know what's happening here. So the first thing that I'll be doing, I'll be creating another curve, and we'll be plotting that curve's area information on top of that curve. So here's what I'll be drawing here. And what I'm going to do next is basically having this, creating a surface this time, or a B-rep this time, and putting that B-rep's information, area information on top of it, okay? And to proceed with that, what I need to do, I have to put this curve in, set one curve, and when I extrude this curve, as you know, we are achieving a surface, right? On Z direction, let's say 1400. And this will have a particular area on top of it, right? This surface will have a area on top of it. And obviously we can use another surface, or we can use a surface that is created in Rhino as well, but I'll come to that part later on. So if I put area, what I'll be seeing here is the area of this geometry, right? And if I round this area, this is the round component to the nearest, what I see here is this. And this is the value. But since I'm working with millimeters, that's why I'm having this value too large, right? So this is basically not square meters, square millimeters, okay? Or millimeters square. So how I'm going to put this information on top of my work as a text. So what I need to do is to cast this area, or like the rounded version of it, let's say onto the middle part of this surface. So there are two ways to do this. And to proceed with that, we have to grab text information. And to go with the text information, I'm going to display, and under display menu, there's a tab called dimensions. And in this dimensions tab, we will be using text stack and text stack 3D. What are the differences? So the first thing about the text stack, it basically takes the location as a plane, so I can connect it here, and it gets the text as the text. And you see, now I am seeing the text here as well. But this text is a bit like off, but the good thing about text stack, it basically orients the plane based on your camera. So you always have this information that is projecting directly to your view, so we know what this is. And we can put a swatch here, and we can connect a swatch here. All right. And what this does, basically, it shows me every single information. And when I increase this, you see my area is being increased, decreased, and so on and so forth. I'm not going into the conversions because it's not super important here. Again, which unit you're working in Rhino is directly transferred to Grasshopper. So if you right click to this, you can say really small text, you can say really large text. It's completely up to you. But one thing I wanted to show you here is we can use more text values here. Like if I go to the text, under set, under the menu of set, if I go to text, you'll see something called concatenate. Concatenate basically a component that receives text, and we can put more slots as we did in merge component, and we can connect this nearest value here, not that one, and then we can say millimeter square. And if I connect this now, what I'm seeing this as my text. And if you right click to here, and if you say separator, you can put a space as a separator, so everything that you're adding is going to be separated by a space. So let's put another test tag, you'll see that text tag is going to be added with a space to this guy over here. What is the difference between location, or sorry, text tag 3D or text tag or tag 3D? This one actually requires a location with a plane. So if you put an XY plane, and let me preview this off for a second, it will create that text onto here, but you see it's super small. Size can be arranged with a numeric value. So if I put 250, we see something really large, but you see it's based on XY plane. You can put a color here. You can say this color can be, again, another color watch. Let's clear this space a bit better. So again, it can be white. Justification is, it's basically the location of the text on the plane that you're defining. So basically, if you right click to justification, you can say, if you say middle center, then your plane is going to be middle center of your text. If you right click and then say bottom right, then you'll see that your plane is going to be bottom right point of your text. So there are some cases we use them both, but for this case, for this exercise, I think it's better to use this guy here because it's always orienting its text to us. So I can delete this one, by the way. So it's basically showing me every single step whenever I extrude this, whenever I pull this curve in and out, it immediately gives me a calculation of my surfaces area. This could be really useful as a co-pilot when you're working with multiple curves or multiple, where you're dealing with multiple information, which I'll be talking about in the second video or in the sixth video of this series. So let me group this for now and say maybe group this separately. I group this separately and text this, and then don't need to group this, but we can group these guys all. Let's put them into a white group this time, and whites are going to be our text information. So this is text tag, that we can put a scribble and then say tag, and add this to this group and copy that and paste that to here, tag 3D. And that's pretty much what I have done for this. So you know what this very basic script does. It gives you the information about the area of a surface that you define. So I'll see you in the next one, in which I'll be talking about how to monitor more data.